Earlier this week, news broke suggesting that highly touted Philadelphia Flyers prospect Matvei Michkov would be released from his KHL contract, allowing him to potentially come to North America much earlier than expected. As I scrolled through my Twitter feed reading posts from hopeful Flyers fans, conspiracy theorists, and Habs fans in denial, I couldn't help myself from getting frustrated reading some of the misinformation and strange theories. Today, I will attempt to tell the full story of Michkov's current contract situation and dispel any rumors to the best of my ability. I should start off by saying, I do not know Matvei personally, nor do I have any inside information from within the KHL, so my analysis is purely based on my own interpretation of all available resources such as interviews, articles, and videos that I have compiled through research and displayed here. Matvei Michkov has been one of the most hyped up prospects in recent memory. For years, the battle for first overall in the 2023 draft was neck and neck between Michkov and Bedard and appeared to be the next installment of the Russian-Canadian rivalry, with both players being compared to Ovechkin and Crosby respectively. Unfortunately, we lost out on some great World Junior battles between both of these players due to Russia's suspension from the IIHF, but the hype continued to build in the background. During the 2021 season, it was announced that Matvei would sign a 5-year extension with SKA St. Petersburg, which would be in effect until the 2025-26 KHL season. This immediately caused concern within the NHL scouting community because it would mean that Matvei would not be eligible to sign his entry-level contract for 3 seasons after he would be drafted. This might not typically be the worst-case scenario, but increasing questions over the Russian-Ukrainian conflict caused even more worry about Russian prospects in general. Though many scouts consistently ranked Matvei to be among the top 3 to 5 players in the draft, there was a unified understanding that Matvei was going to drop on draft night. He did not free fall as some predicted, but he did fall to 7th overall, being selected by the Flyers, who were rumored to be Matvei's top choice. The Flyers made it clear after their selection that they were not worried about Michkov coming over, and even hinted that he may be coming over sooner than expected. 1 year later, we have begun to hear rumors that Michkov may have been offered the opportunity to buy out the remainder of his KHL contract, allowing him to sign with the Flyers. The news was first broken on Twitter by Hockey News Hub, who is an account everybody should already be following. He posts tons of news, information, and highlights on all things Russian hockey and is well worth the follow. He reported that Roman Rotenberg, the head coach and manager of SKA, had stated that news about Michkov's contract would be released soon after legal details were resolved. As more news sources in Russia and North America began to pick up the story, we learned that his contract would likely be bought out for around $400,000, and Michkov would continue his career with the Flyers next season. This would also mean SKA would retain his rights if Matvei ever chose to come back to the KHL. As of right now, nothing is certain, but all signs seem to point to Matvei beginning his NHL career 2 years earlier than expected, and the future of the Flyers organization looks very bright. Now, I want this to be a quick video mainly reporting on the full contract saga, but I would like to take some time to address a few rumors that I've seen online recently. First, I want to talk about the relationship between Michkov and SKA manager Roman Rotenberg. For the last year or so, many have spread rumors about Rotenberg attempting to sabotage Michkov's career in order to keep him in Russia longer. When on SKA's roster, Matvei has not been given the opportunities he deserves, and while I personally do not agree with many of Rotenberg's lineup and signing decisions, I do not believe that he wants to hurt Michkov's future in any way. Matvei is 100% good enough to make the SKA roster, but was loaned to Sochi to continue his development and earn more playing time than he would be given with SKA. While Sochi is not the best place to grow your game, if Rotenberg was truly trying to punish Michkov, he would have sent him down to the VHL and not given him an opportunity to play real KHL minutes. Recently, both Michkov and Rotenberg have been interviewed about their relationship, where both have denied any dislike for one another. Matvei was asked in an interview with Match TV about rumors of him leaving due to a bad relationship with his coach, where he replied, "I don't know where such rumors come from. Roman Rotenberg and I have an excellent relationship. We are constantly in touch, talking. He gives a lot of practical and valuable advice." This topic also leads me to another comment that I've seen often about Michkov's skill and ability to produce in the NHL. I've seen multiple people online attempt to argue that if Matvei were as good as people say he was, he would not have been given restricted ice time when playing for SKA and banished to Sochi. And to that, I have to say, really? Really? He just scored the most points in a Draft Plus One season in KHL history, while playing for one of the worst franchises in KHL history, and also missing a large chunk of the season due to illness and injury. So if anything, by that logic, this proves the exact opposite of that point. I am a huge fan of Matvei, and I really want to see him succeed at every level he plays at. I have no doubt in my mind that he will become an NHL star and will be a fan favorite for years to come. This is a very strange and rare situation that, as a fan of Russian hockey, I hope does not repeat itself anytime soon. I think the KHL is not the boogeyman that many people believe it to be. The K is not the same poorly run league described in podcast stories that it used to be. The Red Machine has made it very clear that they would love to keep all their players in Russia to improve the quality of the KHL, but I'm not 100% convinced that teams are forcing players to stay against their will. Nothing is confirmed, but if all continues to go the way that it seems that it will, Michkov will be in the NHL next season, and all of the bellyaching about contracts, the Russian factor, and an infinite number of fan conspiracies will be all for naught, and another superstar will enter the NHL that we will get to enjoy for years to come. Thanks for watching today's video. Is Michkov going to be wearing Flyers colors next season? Let me know your take on the whole situation below. Make sure to follow me on X for Russian scouting news and check out my website to read my scouting reports from this past season. Hopefully we will get an end to this saga very soon and can watch Michkov grow into the star that we all know he can be.